What's up, Cloud Gamers? Welcome to another episode of a Let's Chat Cloud Gaming, or if you want to call it open mic when it comes to cloud gaming. So it's so interesting because I've been getting a lot of messages saying, "Yo, Ace, where are you?" There's a lot going on in the cloud gaming space, cloud gaming world. What's y'all's take on this? It's so interesting because like people are wanting to know where we stand with the Google Stadia news. And if you guys haven't heard by now, I'm sure all of you guys have heard about, Google Stadia shutting their first party, if you want to call it, the Stadia internal studios division when it comes to creating games. And there's a lot of talk right now in the industry as this being a very bad thing for Google Stadia. Actually, this being the nail in the coffin for Google Stadia. And so a lot of people here at CGX, not just CGX, but a lot of people want to know what we feel about this. How do we feel about it? And so that's kind of what I'm gonna try and address here. I know I've been on other people's shows, other podcasts. Duncan hosted a pretty cool, and I'll talk about that in a bit. I thought that was really cool. But he hosted a panel discussion about this event, and it's pretty cool. Again, we'll talk about that. But Chase also, the gaming advocate. I always want to go and call him Stadia Talk because that's what he started with. But he also had a lot to say about this, and I was on there for a little bit talking about my piece in it. But I'll just be upfront and honest with you guys. One of the reasons why I haven't really, or anyone from CGX hasn't really came on and said anything about this, is because we want to give it some time. Normally, when something this big occurs, we're one of the first people to cover it. And what tends to happen is we don't process it much, and we let emotions get the best of us, and we talk carelessly about the situation. And so, in a way, I just want to take some time to just process what this means, what this is going to look like, and in a way, give you guys my take and our take here at CGX on what we think and feel about this move. So that's what this is going to be. Again, I'm going to try and connect with you guys. This pretty much an open chat discussion. So I'm very curious to know what you guys think about the situation as well. But then I will give you guys my overall impression about this news and what I think it means for cloud gaming as a whole. And so you guys will get to hear my take on that. Our take, I'll say our take, because I've been talking to the guys, and if they want to hop on to Chief or anyone else, let me know, and I can definitely add you guys to this conversation. But let's take a minute though, say what's up to the people who are in here. I hope Arc is coming soon. Yeah, so what's up, Fox? Good to see you in here. So there's rumors that this should be coming in February. So I'm hoping too that that would be the case for this game, right? It's a huge game, highly anticipated. So it'll be pretty cool to see it make its way on here. Victor, what's good, man? It's good to see you on here for sure. Hi, yeah. I do that all the time. Good. Isaac, what is good, bro? It's good to see. I tried GeForce Now browser. It's laggy. Interesting. I was just playing the heck out of it this morning before I made that video, and I was having a great experience. What up? What up? It's good to see you. Jerry's, what's up, man? Hope I'm not butchering your name. Good to see you in here. My basic opinion is that the pandemic stopped it. Oh, there we go. Again, this is something else to take into consideration. COVID, like you saw COVID affect a lot of people in the video game industry last year with games getting canceled, right? And games getting delayed. Yeah, that might be um, another thing that, caused this shutdown. But anyway, I want to start this off by saying my heart goes all to all the stadiums out there because when I saw this news, I'll be 100% honest with you guys, it was a blow. I was like, "Holy crap, what is going on?" And I was actually with a client, and my Discord was just going off the roof. It almost felt like something significant. If this is significant, but it felt like something, like I would put it, um, in like a major global event just took place. I was getting DM'd of the wazoo about this, and I was like, "What in the world is happening?" Um, but I was the stadiums got hit hard with this news, including myself, because again, I'm a cloud gaming enthusiast, but Stadia, I would have to say, is my favorable. You guys have heard me say it on here. Is my most favorable cloud game platform. I want to see this succeed. I want to see all of them succeed. But I still have I had, but I still have high hope for Stadia. So this was like a punch in the gut. I'll be 100% honest with you. Like I was like, what is going on? So again, this was tough. So stadiums out there, like I feel for you guys 100% because y'all, there's some stadiums out here who are straight up ride or die. You know, like you guys will die for this platform. And so I can't imagine like the blow that you guys took when you got this news, including myself. So number one, I just want to recognize number two, people that lost their jobs with this move. This is not something easy, especially like in the pandemic right now. People having a hard time finding jobs, right? People lost their jobs with this move, and it sucks. And so I just want to acknowledge that. Feel for you guys as well. Feel sorry for the whole Stadia community. I mean, you see Grace getting I it's so interesting because like we were trying to shoot messages on Twitter before this took place, and now she's off of Twitter. So it's just this is a huge blow to the Stadia community as well, not just the consumers, but I'm sure people who work there. So again, my heart goes out to you guys as well. This move sucks. So I want to paint the picture of though, like what does this mean for Stadia? What does this mean for cloud gaming? If you guys read, I'm sure most of you guys have read or watched or listened to people talk about this. The Stadia is not shutting down, which is a good thing, right? This platform is still gonna exist. It's still gonna work well, like it always has been working well. But it's going to be different. And some people might say, well, hell, it's not different because pretty much it's going to be doing what they've been doing, um, which is true. Again, haven't seen any like official game from the first party studios, so we can make the argument that things will still be the same. But the thing that's going to change is the promise of the future of cloud gaming. And I think that is the biggest blow out of this whole situation. And again, I'm going to talk about some positive, but I do think that it's important to talk about this because Google made a promise. They made a promise to us. They made a promise to the video game industry when they said they're creating the first party studio to take advantage of utilizing games in the cloud, something that no, you can't do elsewhere, right? That's a promise that was made. And, you know, people got, including myself, I didn't get Stadia for it to be like a Steam alternative to cloud gaming. A lot of people, I think, looked at the potential and the future of Stadia as the driving force to invest in this ecosystem of this platform, including myself. And so I feel like that is the biggest blow with all of this thing is the fact that you're not gonna get to see its true potential. Yes, the Stadia still kicks ass, 100%. Yes, Stadia is doing something that no one else is doing. Pretty much is now, if you want to call it, It's a cloud gaming platform store. Um, if you think about Steam, think about PSN. It's a gaming store, but instead of buying your games digitally to play it on a physical device, you play it anywhere on any device with a cloud. So that right there is what Google Stadia is now. Which is not a bad thing. Again, it's still something that's not being done. If you look at Steam, you purchase the games, you have to download it to your PC. If you look at PSN, same thing. You always need that physical, eh, physical device to take advantage of your games. So Stadia is still doing something different, but again, I think the biggest blow is the promise of just taking advantage of creating great software and games in the cloud. And so that right there, I have to say, it's my biggest loss with this whole move. But is Stadia dead? No. Is Stadia going to be all right? I think so. But I just want to say that was a blow. And again, people might disagree, people might agree. But that's my take on the situation. So what's Google Stadia's next move? The way I see this, kind of like what I mentioned, is they're going to take the approach of being like Phil Harrison was saying, that their goal right now is to, instead of spending all that money to create AAA first-party exclusive titles, they're going to use all that money to try to get other games and support their other developers to bring, or if you want to say port the games to Stadia, which is going to be a good thing. The reason I say that is because that's what people have been wanting all along. People are like, where's the Fortnites? People are like, where are the Call of Duties? People are like, where are the FIFAs? Thank God we got a release date for FIFA. But if you talk to any Stadians, that was the biggest request. Where are these big games? So now, instead of the money going towards creating AAA games, which we all know is difficult to do. I mean, I just want to throw this out there to you guys. People think like Microsoft is on the roll, right? We'll get to xCloud in a bit, but people like Microsoft is killing it right now. Something you guys fail to realize is the struggle that Microsoft had creating first-party games, right? People made fun of them because they found something that worked, which was Halo, Gears of War, the Forza Motorsport series, and then eventually Forza Horizon series and Fable, right? So they were able to create those 5 decent IPs, and you saw them rinse and repeat every year. It was like the same games come to Xbox, and people were like, yo, this is ridiculous. Microsoft struggled to get to where they are right now. It took years, it took time, it took a lot of money for them to get to where, I would even go as far as to say that they were unsuccessful with the first party studios. And that's why they went on this hiring spree to expand the first party portfolio. Because again, Sony has been doing this for quite some time. Nintendo has been doing this for quite some time. That's why they have the IPs that they have, and that's why they have the support that they have from the first party studios. Now you see someone like Microsoft try to come in, you see the struggles that they had. They've been doing this way longer than Google Stadia has. They've invested way more money, and yet they still struggled with creating a decent first party studio portfolio, right? And here's Google thinking they can get this done in 5 years. It's a hard task, right? So again, this overall might be a really good move, because like I was saying, no one saw one first party exclusive game from Stadia and they're like, this is why I'm getting Stadia. There was the promise, which again I'm gutted by, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are gutted by that, but there was a promise, but we didn't see anything to say I'm getting it. It wasn't like they showed us like a Breath of the Wild game and people made the pre-order saying, okay, I see this game coming, I'm gonna pre-order Stadia. That never happened. So overall, right, this move might actually be the best move for Google Stadia, because this is what people have been wanting. I mean, talk to anyone. When are we getting Call of Duty? When are we getting Fortnite? When are we getting Apex Legends? So now Google has the resources to get these games on their platform. Now I'm going to talk to you guys about my biggest fear, right? I think if this is Google's approach, right, use the money to get more third-party support to Stadia. My biggest fear is that the other companies are going to combat this. Now, this becomes a brawl, guys. This becomes one of the biggest brawls you've ever seen in gaming, right? You saw Microsoft trying to compete with Sony with getting the exclusive rights to Call of Duty. Microsoft had it first, and then Sony came in, and then they paid more money to get Activision games to get exclusive rights to on the PlayStation Network. Y'all thought that was a brawl, guys. This is about to get really, really ugly and dirty, because now Google's like, yo, we can't compete on that level. So now we're gonna compete with our wallets. We're gonna compete with trying to get other third-party devs to bring the games to our platforms and use our features. My question is, Microsoft is definitely aware of this, right? They're going to be doing just the same thing, right? And then we've talked about Tencent on our podcast with all the acquisition, these rumors of them, just went to acquire Take-Two. And I believe EA is on the fence of getting acquired by some big major publisher pretty soon, right? Activision's its own beast. I think they're going to be all right. Ubisoft is its own beast as well. But I think money speaks, and Bethesda's a good look at this, right? No one would have thought Bethesda can be acquired, right? So what I'm saying with this is going to be a bloodbath with this route that Google is going to take. And it's going to be who wants this more, or who's going to be willing to shell out the cash, who's going to be willing to do it instantly and quickly. Amazon Luna's in the game, Microsoft's in the game, Tencent's in the game, and I'm sure other companies are going to come and try to compete to get third-party games on the platform. And to go as far as to say acquisitions is going to come. Bethesda, you guys think, is the biggest one. Guys, I see other companies getting eaten up too. So this is the game Google is choosing to play, and I think is going to get really, really crazy or brutal. So hats out to Google and the Stadia team. I hope that they can pull this off. But realistically, it's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be great, hopefully, for the consumers. But man, this is going to be quite interesting. But I'm going to take some time to read this chat. I see some of you guys talking on here. So I'm going to try to answer some of y'all's questions and see what y'all's input is with this topic of conversation. It has good images like iPhone. Okay. Hello from DR. What's good? I actually went to DR on my honeymoon, man. Beautiful place for sure. Shadow Activate, you still waiting, Bob? I hope you get it soon. Personally, for me, I just can't trust them anymore. It's not about the first party coming, it's about trust. I'm glad you said this, Jairus. And this is the biggest blow I feel like the stadiums are taking right now. And just whoever who supported this platform, the fact that can they trust Google? I mean, that was the headlines before even Google started riding on all the strides end of last year with getting Ubisoft title, Ubisoft Play, Cyberpunk doing as good as it did, right? The momentum started to shift to where people are, oh wow, Google Stadia works, and telling other people about it, getting people to join Stadia. But now it goes back to the same narrative. Can Google be trusted? And realistically speaking, I I'm a techie. So I've been following Google for the longest. But the Nexus One, you guys might not even know what that phone is, but I was one of the first supporters on that phone. I was one of the first people to get the Nexus phones. Like I've been at Google, and I can tell I've seen them kill products left and right. Um, and something that had me so certain that that was not going to be the case with Stadia was this first party studio that they were building and the acquisitions that they were making. I was like, what company is going to throw something down the drain if they put in this much effort, time, and money in it, right? So that was like my security blanket. And now that it's gone, like realistically, again, I've been following Google for so long, and I realistically, honestly, have seen them kill a lot of products. And this is something that, I'll be real with you, it is scary. I hope this platform continues. I hope they continue to kill it. But I've seen Google Plus go down the drain, and it started like this. The conversation started with where we've tried Google Plus, we weren't successful. What is going to happen is that we're going to release the people who worked in Google Stadia. We're going to Google Plus. We're going to send them to different Google Google, if you want to call it, different branches or companies, and then we're going to break the things that we found worked well for Google Plus. So you had your Google Photos became a thing of its own. You had your Hangouts, even though they killed that now, became a thing of its own. And that is kind of what this feels like, I'll be honest with you. The fact that they were like, we're sending people all over the place in different Google branches, and we're still going to be doing what we're doing, kind of like what they said, and then eventually Hangouts died. But Google Photos is still alive, guys. So let's let that give you some hope, right? Playing Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six is dope, man. I was just on it. That's actually becoming my online go-to multiplayer game. Thank you, guys. Please, again, I'm so terrible at asking for this. Yes, please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel. Really is helpful. I will. It looks so hard. Okay. If then close studio, listen to constant vision, who knows those shut down. I know. Let's be positive, fellas. Let's be positive. Victor, what's good? Thank you for the support, man. Really appreciate the 149. Victor always coming in. Thank you. So Ben says it's put up a shut up for Google now. No first party, and I want to see them catch out. And this is going to be people's expectations, right? So now moving forward, people are going to say, what's the excuse that we're not seeing these Resident Evils, these Final Fantasies, these Fortnites on Google Stadia if they're not going to focus highly in first party games? But yeah, this will be cool to see, and hopefully the money speaks, right? And we do even faster than previously start seeing these AAA games be same day release as Google Stadia. All right, said that. I will hit the like so hard. No, that's what you're for. Okay, I covered that. Vapor, what's good? It's good to see you on here, my guy. 10 years, like maximum. A tech platform rather than the game platform. Oh, that's an interesting way to view it. RIP Sage. What do you mean? As long as they for free online multiplayer, I'm fine with it. Okay, cool. And again, people are gonna have the different take with this situation. It's cheaper to license. Yeah, it is. I still optimistic about Stadia. However, it needs to give all the hits. Yeah, this fuels everything. I mean, you saw Dreamcast guy, that cockroach, man. I knew it. Like these two. Again, I used to do reaction videos to all these cockroaches. When Stadia was becoming a thing, and there was game not something USA. He was one of the guys that I was like, he's about to make a video on this ASAP. And then Dreamcast guys, I was like, he's about to make a video, and they both like instantly we're the first two people making a video saying I told you so kind of situation. And I was like, y'all need to go somewhere. But anyway, Google Stadia is not dead, just like the title is stating here, but definitely it's different. Um, and I still have some piece to say about the other cloud gaming platforms and what this means for them as well. Good news, Neo's right. All right, cool. Yeah, yo, keep DM me on Discord. I have my VR headset, so I'll get to that Neo testing for sure. Had infinite money. I think Google's too clever to enter the bidding war. Well, I don't know, man. They have to if too clever to enter the bidding war with other companies. Um, yeah. It's gonna be a bloodbath. I can't stress that enough. I don't know if that's a clever thing for them realistically, but it's gonna be a bloodbath. Buying games is way cheaper for Stadia than first, but it doesn't mean a good game. I agree. And you look at the games that the second party has produced so far with even Oxmas Die is a good game, but let's be real. Get Packed, right? Those games are not like AAA games. Outcast is against a good game, but let's be real, it's not like a AAA game. So realistically, maybe this is something that Google saw. Maybe like, yo, we cannot compete on Sony's level with these first party games, right? So why are we wasting money and time? Right. So again, this might be the best move for Stadia long, but I'm telling you, if this is the approach that they're going to take, they got to come with it's going to be bloodbath. I stress that enough. And I'll talk more about that here in a bit, just taking some time to um, answer some of y'all's questions. How are we doing on time? All right, we're good. Is Google going to stay around? They need to say that. Kel, I can't stress this enough. When I was in Duncan's roundtable discussion, Jem, if you guys, he's an awesome content creator, another Stadia content creator. He put this into perspective. They need a roadmap, and they need it like today. This is huge. But we know Google, they beat to their own drums, and I to me, I'm like, from a consumer perspective, from a business perspective, it would be great if they came out and put a roadmap and address the issue. I mean, they announced this on Monday, and Tuesday is when we get their weekly updates, and they said hardly nothing. And so I agree, a roadmap would have been nice, but I think I am done talking for Google at this point. We're speculating what they're going to do because they don't care. They do what they want to do. So hopefully, though, we do get a roadmap with this soon. Those haters and never like Stadia to begin with, because it's Google, the history along with cloud game Stadia is not bad in my opinion. Just I agree. And again, this is I'm gonna call you Mill. This is it. This is what people are wanting. Just give them the games, right? And they'll be happy. So again, this might be that best approach for stadiums, right? I can tell you how many comments or DMs I get about, yo, where is this game? Where is that game? So if that can be Google's focus moving forward, then that's a beautiful thing, right? I think Stadia lost the advantage of being its own console. Yes, I agree. TP ports are a simple competition. What are your thoughts? All right, so I'm gonna just answer this. I think Stadia lost the advantage of being its own console with this new direction. I agree. And again, like I said with the promise, this to me was the biggest blow. For me personally, I don't know for others, just the fact that there's nothing differentiating them now from their competitors. GeForce Now is, even though it's just limited to PC games, people might even go as far as to say that's better because again, with PC games, you don't have to worry about finding people to play online games with. Stadia is a new platform. Putting your games on there means if it's not cross-platform, that you're gonna struggle to find people to play games with. Madden right now, fellas, I am struggling to get online matches, man, and that's not a good thing, right? So people can make that argument of, Stadia being its own platform. This might be a disadvantage, but TP ports are simpler and easier for the competition. What are your thoughts? When you say TP ports, what are you referring to there? Let me know. I'm trying to like put myself in your head to identify what you mean by TP ports. But let me know, and I'll get back to that question. Maya, what's good? It's good to see you in here, Christopher. Like, uh, we want Star Wars Battle for EA is not on GeForce Now, so that's an issue, right? So I don't want to pay for plus another 5-6 months when no shutting. They're not shutting it down, fellas. Stop it. They're not shutting it down. I get the concerns and the frustration and the fear, but again, I don't. I hope I can't sit here and say that, but I hope they're not shutting it down. I guess will be the better thing to say. 007, what is good, bro? It's good to have you on here for sure. K Frost, what is good, my man? Good to see you. Is Nelly here? Yes, that's gonna be big. Again, we're gonna have coverage here for that. Maximus Settings. If you guys haven't watched GTP, Jerry from Game Tech Planet, he got to test out one of the new rigs. So go, it's an AMD rig. But if you haven't checked out his video yet, check it out, man. MX is doing some great things right now, for sure. It's difficult to be positive with Stadia knowing Google's history of killed by service. But overall, cloud gaming is here in the Stadia. GeForce Now, I agree. Again, what time is it? All right, I'm gonna in about like 10 minutes. I'm gonna get to my whole spiel with what this means for the competition. If Stadia leaves, I'm going to Steam to play. I actually check out 2K and Steam, and it's not that much better than Stadia. I'll be honest with you, but yeah, I'll get to my thoughts, and I think what I'm going to say next about the competition is going to be quite interesting, where cloud gaming is going to be going moving forward. Honestly, Stadia still has hope. We need yeah, Vapor. We need third-party exclusive, which is true, but I think, right, this is again the bloodbath that I'm talking about. So think about this, right? PlayStation, Microsoft, even I'll go as far as to say Nintendo, add Amazon Luna to the mix. Okay, say we get a new Final Fantasy game coming out, right, by Square Enix. But hopefully, fingers crossed, that Square Enix is not another company that's going to be purchased by a mega big studio. Because again, we know Tencent's in the mix. Microsoft has already said they're eyeing to purchase more developers, right? So fingers crossed that Square Enix doesn't get bought out, right? They create a game like the newest Final Fantasy, not this one, because already Sony has claimed exclusive rights to what is it, 16? I don't even know where they are with the numbers now, but whatever it is, Sony has exclusive rights to that. So Stadia can't even claim that. But let's skip ahead to the next Final Fantasy after that. Okay. You have the PlayStation 5 selling of the wazoo. By that time, I would say probably 5 years from now, the PlayStation 5 install base will probably be sitting at like 40 to 50 million, right? You have Microsoft, which install base with the Series X and X, S and X is probably going to be around like 30, 40 million, right? And then xCloud and Game Pass still doing their own thing. I think it's surpassed 50 million now for Game Pass. So in 5 years, we're probably going to be close to like 30, 40 million, right? Nintendo only, God knows what they're going to do. They're close to 80 million Switches. Are they going to continue the Switch line and bring in an updated beefy Switch, right? So if they do that, right, the Switch install base is going to be surpassing 120 mil, right? And then Amazon Luna, we still don't know how they're going to play their hands out. But the next Final Fantasy comes out. We don't know where Google's Stadia install base is, right? You have Sony with the wallets open. Again, they have the relationship with Square Enix. That's why you've seen Final Fantasy games on the. Don't get me, trust me, Microsoft is open their wallets too to try to get that exclusivity with Square Enix. But I feel one of the reasons why Square Enix is sticking with Sony is because of that relationship. That's something that people not considering. And again, the loss of Jay Raymond, it's a huge blow because we saw her fly out to Japan to meet with Hideo Kojima. Again, that is a thing of its own. Who knows why Death Stranding is still not here, but she made the trip to Japan and visited with him, took a picture. So relationship is key, right? So you have Sony with great relationship with Square Enix. You have Microsoft in this mix to get a piece of the next Final Fantasy onto the platform. You have Amazon Luna, who wants the same thing, right? They want to shell out the cash to get. And then you have Nintendo, who has the install base, plus who have the relationship with Square Enix. And then you have Stadia. Again, we don't know where the install base is, right? And I would go as far as to say they probably don't have the relationship that that Sony and Nintendo has cultivated with Square Enix. Who do you think is going to get the exclusive rights to the next Final Fantasy game? So this is what I'm saying. If this is the game that Google Stadia is going to play, it's going to be a bloodbath. Number one, money is going to have to speak. Number two, the relationship is going to have to speak too. We know Google has one of them. Stadia being a new platform, I don't know if it has that relationship that the other companies like Nintendo and Sony has to get these games onto their platform. So this is going to be a shit show, fellas. I don't know what else to tell you guys, but this is going to be a bloodbath. If this is the approach that they're willing to, and we didn't even put Steam in the mix with all of this, right? An Epic Game Store. That's just another avenue of with GeForce Now 2, NVIDIA making the push to. Guys, I don't know what to tell you, but man, this is this is going to be quite interesting. Who is Google going to sell as Stadia Tech to? Hopefully they're done. I hope they don't take. So I'm gonna tell you what I see happening with Stadia. I see Google making Stadia a cloud gaming market store. So pretty much you think of Steam. Steam is killing it because they're focused on PC gaming, right? Stadia, I feel like they're going to follow with what they've been doing. They're going to create their own platform, which it is. You have your whole new friends list, your whole new store, right? Again, crossplay being a thing, you can connect those friends, right? But I think things are going to stay the same. What I see is they're going to be like a Steam kind of store, but for cloud gaming, right? So companies are going to be bringing the games to say. So the difference between this and Steam is limited to PC gaming. Realistically speaking, any dev can make a game designed specifically for Stadia in mind. So that's the advantage, right? Steam, again, PC games, you do have your indie devs that create games and then bring it to Steam. I believe we'll continue to see that with Stadia, where you see indie devs. But I do think that you'll see like third-party devs creating like exclusive. It might not be like big AAA games, but they're going to be creating games to bring to Stadia. Again, not going to be AAA games. I will tell you where I think Google Stadia might have an advantage here, right? The fact that with Stadia, you're not relying on having to have a over-the-top gaming rig or $500 console, right? I think in the long run, again, we don't know the Stadia number right now. We know GeForce Now crossed 6 million. Google has still unveiled the numbers, so we don't know where that's sitting at. But Google has talked about reaching the billion gamers, right? You see Gmail. Gmail has over 1 billion active agents, or downloads, if you want to call it that. Most of Google's Google Maps, most of the services has over 1 billion users. if Google Stadia can hit those numbers, and don't forget, guys, it's a free tier to Google Stadia. So if Google Stadia can hit 1 billion downloads, 1 billion users, right? Again, all you need is a Gmail account and you can access Google Stadia free tier, right? That makes the platform more appealing now. So you have a potential billion people to purchase your games, right? So if they do decide to go this route of being the Steam, like for cloud gaming, where companies can port the games or create games, don't forget, guys, there's still a platform in the cloud. So if a company really wants to leverage the cloud to create games, Google's not going to stop them. But again, Google can, get their game and license it for them. So that's the beauty with Stadia right now. It's still people forgetting that just because the first party studio went out, there's still a platform in the cloud where if a company comes to create a game for them, they can still leverage the cloud to create something awesome. So that's still there. But imagine having 1 billion users, right? That is going to be so attractive to the devs because again, that is 1 billion people that can play your games. Steam right now, right? I don't know what the count is, but I'm sure it's not 1 billion users, right? And it's going to keep growing. It's going to pass 1 billion, right? Look at Gmail, it's still increasing. Look at Google Maps, it's still increasing, right? So that is the advantage that Google has. So they can play that game too. Again, by having 1 billion users, that's 1 billion customers to a developer. So eventually, right? If Google can hit those numbers, if they can grow big enough, that is going to be really attractive to the consumers. And if they decide to go that way of only getting third-party devs, they become a Steam for cloud gaming. And realistically speaking, that is not a bad thing. Because again, there's a lot of great benefits for Stadia, right? The fact that you don't need downloads that one up Steam, the fact that you can play on multiple devices that wants up Steam, right? So there's a lot of things that Google Stadia does great that other stores doesn't do. So if they go that route, that is a good look for them. So Google Stadia, guys, is not dead, but it definitely is a blow to the people who wanted to see Google utilize the cloud to make awesome games. That sucks. That was including me, but I have to swallow that and just remember that Stadia in its own is still an awesome, awesome platform. And once the numbers reach where Google is hoping it to reach, is going to be really attractive to the devs, right? That 1 billion mark. Let's say even 500 million. Think about consoles right now, right? PlayStation most successful console is the PS2, and I believe that got 140, 150 mil. We're talking about like, let's talk about 500 million Google Stadians who have a Gmail account. That is very attractive to developers, man. You can't deny that. So anyway, competition though. Let me tell you guys something. I believe going forward, the biggest threat right now to Google Stadia and them taking this approach is going to be xCloud. And I can't stress that enough because what Google tried to do, but kind of failed at, is what Microsoft is kind of like getting now. And they are riding on full cylinders with trying to acquire companies. This is what I say Google should probably look that more into instead of trying to create their own first party studios, acquiring third party devs. So them having Bethesda, them having 343 Studios, them having all of those Hellblades and soon all those people they just acquired, now they have a killer first party portfolio. And then throw in the fact that they are taking cloud gaming seriously, right? Even though xCloud sucks right now, there's already talks about them getting a Series X Blade to xCloud to make performance better. Them come to PC sometimes this year, and hopefully expanding to iOS and other services. So once 2021 ends and Xbox or xCloud makes all that promised low changes to xCloud, then I believe xCloud is going to be Google Stadia's biggest competitor because number one, they're going to have killer first party IP that you can play same day release on xCloud. Number two, they're gonna have the advantage that Google Stadia has with being able to play anywhere and any device anytime, right? You're gonna have that with xCloud. Number three, you're not gonna have to worry about the issue of finding someone to play with because again, you put in your Xbox account and you're linked to the Xbox ecosystem. So trying to play a game like Rainbow Six or any online multiplayer, you're gonna have people to play those games with. So again, you guys see what I'm talking about here. xCloud, I believe, is gonna be Google's biggest challenge. And then to top it off, they have the finances to battle what Google's trying to do. I would not be surprised if Google talked to um, talked to Bethesda about an acquisition, but didn't go through. I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to talk to other people that Microsoft is interested in talking to right now. So this is going to be quite interesting, guys. I cannot stress this enough. This is going to be a bloodbath. And then what the hell is Amazon Luna doing? We don't know, but pay close attention to them too, because they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. And I would go as far as to say this, by seeing this move from the Stadia team by dropping the first party studio, I wouldn't be surprised after that article that Luna spent 500 million and the games look like crap. I wouldn't be surprised if they take this approach next to drop their first party studio games and invest heavily on third. So if they do that, then again, the bloodbath even gets bigger. So again, guys, this is gonna be something, guys. It's gonna be quite interesting to see what happens with all of this. But I'm gonna take some more of y'all's comments real quick. They need to buy a to Ubisoft credit easily quality. Good point with that. Any idea when God Witcher 3 is like coming? Yeah, we don't know, but hopefully we'll see. Yo, Chase, what is good? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you, my dude. Every platform has their own first person. Nintendo has their own, Sony has their own mics. Look back. No, again, if they go in the route of Steam to be that cloud gaming market store, then necessarily they don't need a first party studio. But then again, it's going to be a bloodbath to try to get content from third party devs onto your platform. Maybe I should stop saying that bloodbath word. I don't think it's a good word, but it's gonna be highly competitive. I'll go as far as to say that. Yeah, Stadia only exists for 1 year. Again, let's talk about the relationship of trying to get companies onto your platform, right? It's going to be difficult. But again, numbers speak. Once they hit that 1 billion, they can flex that. We have 1 billion users right now in Stadia. Bringing your games to 1 billion users is going to sound more attractive than anything Nintendo or Microsoft. Microsoft, again, can hit that billion too with xCloud, right? And I'm sure they're mindful of that because they've talked about that too. Can you spill a bunch of feedback about Shadow and MX research because I can't afford to get them? What do you mean by this, Faber? It's better for them to be honest about their ability to develop versus square peg. I agree. Again, communication with Google has not been the strongest point. Stadia needs crop. They do. But again, if they can push this, I'm sure they would. We saw interviews with them saying we would love every game to be cross-platform play. It's all up to the devs. But I do think Destiny, I feel like it's an Apple of tech. When Apple does something, its competitors do it, right? Or if its competitors doing it, they get it and they make it the best, right? I feel like Bungie and Destiny are kind of like that. When they do something, the industry moves towards that way. And I think they stated cross platforms coming this year. And I think once we see cross platform Destiny, watch how quick other companies are going to try to bring this to the game as well. So I do think it's a thing that's gonna be real. It's gonna be a thing that's gonna matter to a lot of gamers, and I feel like companies are going to start seeing that, and it's going to become a requested feature for a lot of games. So we'll have to wait and see. I don't understand how Stadia was. It's Bill Hill gives. Yeah, that's a good that's a good point. When is the next podcast meet? This show's brilliant mix. So the next pod is every Saturday at 2 p.m. And guys, this Saturday, oh gosh, it's gonna be it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be so something we're trying to shift towards is having just multiple topics to talk about. And we're not even the topic is going to be just on this, right? So it's going to be six of us. I'm even thinking about bringing Chief in here too, because normally he sits out for the podcast, but I want to get his perspective with this. So he's probably going to be there. So it's going to be insane this Saturday when we all go into this. Hear JTP, hear what he has to say about this, hear what Mark has to say, hear what Ben and Holtz have to say about this, even trying to get Chief. But man, this Saturday, guys, is going to be a good conversation about this for sure. Second part of the game is easy for GeForce Now and Luna PC version. Exclusivity is anti-consumer. We should be pushing back. I agree. It is anti-consumer, but again, that's the playing field now that these devs are trying to take. These companies are taking. They want to pretty much take competition out. So again, by Microsoft acquiring Bethesda, they didn't have to worry about Google and Bethesda's relationship. That's out of the question, right? They have control of that now. So instead of like second guessing what your competitor is going to do, if you acquire them, you have the control over what games goes to them, not. And I think companies are seeing this, and I think that's why we're seeing all those acquisitions coming. There's more. There's more coming this year. I think is going to be. It's going to shake people up, man. It's going to be crazy. Funny, it's already made it back the money spent over twice its software. Probably did. I cannot wait for Arc, and I want to. People in Arc. Nintendo still exploring cloud game with defeat and control other once. Yeah. Imagine them taking the games like Breath of the Wild. Again, Nintendo's another company to think about too. But if they can bring the games like Breath of the Wild and Mario to the cloud too, that is, man, that's gonna attract a lot of people. Content does matter. Duncan will tell you that. Again, Duncan too. I forgot to mention him, but he's gonna be in the podcast too. So I'm sure he's gonna have a lot to say say about this. Stadia just needs to open. Yeah, again, I'm sure they're working on this. Most people are trying. We've always said whoever who makes it in there pretty much is gonna run away with it. It can sell the tech. Agreed, agreed. But I hope they don't sell the tech. I hope that they continue to compete, because again, it's good to but if they sell that tech to Sony and Sony uses it, to bring their first party studios to the cloud, I would not mind that. But no, I would like them to keep pushing Stadia. Stadia needs more freedom. They do. Again, now there's no excuses why they can't get these games. If they're going to be shelling out the cash to third-party devs instead of focusing on the first-party studio, hopefully we wouldn't be having these conversations. They'll be writing checks left and right to get these games there. Bro, what's up with you and Arc? Steam, more screens. Yeah. Cloud gaming is really good. Gaming machines wouldn't be necessary. You can, yes, agreed, for sure. So it's definitely yeah. Trying to quickly get to all these. PlayStation have two screen at the moment. Final Fantasy 2, yeah, exclusive. Yeah, again, they have that relationship with Square Enix, and that's something Google Stadia is going to need to work on. And the bummer is, I thought that's what Jade Raymond was working on by hard going to Japan to meet with Hideo Kojima. That's not an easy thing. But that people don't realize how big of a deal when it comes to credibility that move of losing Hart was. But again, hopefully the Stadia team can pick right back up. I agree. Free game. Yeah. GeForce Now has plenty of free games. That's just me. I play Fortnite GeForce Now, but wait in line. Yeah, exactly. Do you have the founders? I tell people just get the founders. It's not that expensive, and the wait in line issue becomes less annoying. GeForce Now is good. Again, we have a state of cloud gaming video that showcases pretty much all of the cloud gaming platforms. So you guys can decide which one is best for you. So check that out. Free version. GeForce Now has a free version, if that's what you're referring to. All right, so we're gonna just skip ahead a little bit, try to catch up. What could Google do to make the fans feel better? They need to present a roadmap. I can't stress that enough. Let people know what's going on and what decisions they plan. They don't owe it to us, but again, if they want to build trust with your consumers, man, I mean, think about this, right? How much time do we have? We have 5 minutes. I wouldn't spend a lot of time here. I do want to catch up with the rest of the stuff. But think about this. Remember when Nintendo canceled or there was a delay to Metroid Prime? What did they do? The first thing they did, right? They held a press conference and say, "Hey, look, we know you guys were looking at this." They did a little direct presentation about this. That's how much they knew. Like they need to connect with the consumers with that news because it was a highly anticipated game, right? So they held a mini direct and said, "Hey, Metroid Prime is canceled, but this is what we're doing. We brought someone new. We gave back the rights to the original Metroid Prime team. They're taking over it. They're working on it, and the game as will keep you guys updated." That's how you build support with your consumers. Stadia didn't do that. They just said this happened. Like, give us a roadmap. What's going on with, again, the roadmap. Can't stress it enough. Sorry to take a lot of time on that, but you're asking what they need to do, and that's it. Google has the advantage now, and it hasn't worked for. They got YouTube too. I don't know if they have the advantage, but they do have YouTube. Many gamers are kids, and a lot of yeah, true gamers are kids, but I feel like that landscape is changing with cloud gamers. You've seen a lot of adults get into it. Oh my goodness, no, Duncan, what's the news? What's the news? I just got off my lunch break and hop right in here. What's the news? Chat. Uh, okay. Let me skip down. Let me see if Duncan posts the news here. Impress GeForce Now is dope. See from what up, Charles? It's good to see you on here for sure. Yeah, what's the news, bro? Spill it. Let me see if I can get to it in time. Shadow, yeah. To making, oh, they committed to making games. Is that the news? Interesting. Again, they like to they like to throw blows when Google is down, man. That would not surprise me if they said that. xCloud is bad spot being timed to, yeah. But again, this all can change really fast and really easily. The finance go but pulling, yeah. Okay. Wow. Holy crap. I am so backed up. Amazon CEO is all in on games. That's the news. Okay, again, did not surprise me. Stadia is no, it's not. Again, first person who makes it to India, we've stated again, India's an age, it's not well, yeah. Again, I feel for you guys over there. It's difficult. Y'all won the cloud game, but there's not a lot of options for you. I feel it best. They I still think performance wise, Stadia is still king right now. But content wise, Stadia is getting there, but GeForce Now has some really good stuff. Alright, Ace, check this. Oof, okay, let me see what's going on here. Disco. Everyone connect device. Alright, let me quickly pull this up. Share my screen with Charles. I don't have a lot of time here. Oh, I got 2 minutes. Sorry, chat. I'm gonna quickly pull this up and see what this news is all about. And don't forget, though, we'll be here on Saturday with the full panel discussing this. So it's gonna be quite interesting. All right, so this is the news. Thank you, Duncan. No, get out of here. Amazon next CEO says he's committed to making video games. Respond Blue report terminal giving Andy told he sees the bright future. Huh, okay. Of course. So they already have a new CEO after Jeff Bezos stepped down. Huh. Cool. Well, there you go. Again, I say Amazon always tries to one up Google, man, when they're down. So that does not surprise me. It's not. All right, cool. AR comments. Stadia is they're all in. All right, cool. Yeah, this is does not surprise me. But still, even if they're committed to making games, don't mean that they can. Again, look at the rubbish games that came from these studios with New World and Crucible, right? So they can say they're committed, but that really doesn't change much. Good devs. Again, I can't stress how difficult it is to create first party games. And that's why Microsoft said to hell with that. Instead of working on building out studios, we're just buying everyone outright. And that's why you've seen the acquisition coming from them. It's difficult. So good luck to these guys trying to figure this out. All right, fellas. Wow, you guys are on here. Sorry, y'all. I do have to get back to lunch, but I'm gonna quickly. I'm so embarrassed. I'll quickly. Stadia could partner with Epic. They can, um, but we don't know if they will. Can you tell me in summary how Shadow and MX? Do you want me to DM? Sure, DM me. Konami moved away from Hideo Kojima from what? Yeah, bad mistake. Actually, they said that their mobile division is doing well, but they lost the legend. So sucks for them. Of course, Shadow, you can make games price. The biggest is private game store without connection. Yeah. Again, they wanted their own ecosystem, so that's not a big mistake, I don't think. Commitment, remember, entertainment better than Google, Amazon makes movie. Yeah, true, true. But we'll see how that all plays out. Stadia Epic. All right, fellas, I do get it. I have to get out of here. Yes, 101. Gotta head back to work. But guys, this was good. Again, just want to say my piece about the situation. You guys have been DMing the hell out of us and commenting and want to know our take on this situation. So there you have it. And again, just want to say shout outs to the stadiums. Again, like me, this was a punch to the gut. But I believe you guys are ride or diehards, man, and you guys are gonna continue repping stadium, man. And shout outs, kudos to y'all. It's not over until the fat lady sings, man. And we know that she hasn't sang yet. So keep repping Stadia, keep supporting Stadia. They're not done yet. They're still in this. Again, if they take that approach to become a Steam-like store for cloud gaming, I believe that's a brilliant approach, but it's going to be a bloodbath and they have to get their wallets out, get ready to write those checks, and Godspeed. That's all I got to say. All right, fellas, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Till next time, peace out.